Hello children, welcome back to English Literature online class, and today I have come up with the chapter 16 in your Dreamcatcher book, The Hitch-hiker, written by Roald Dahl. So first of all, you should know what is hitchhiker. Hitchhiker is a person who takes the lift, okay, in the road on certain places, okay. And here the story by Roald Dahl, that was actually the story is published in year 1977 July, which is issue of the Atlantic Monthly, and later included in Dahl's story collections, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 6 more. It was adapted as the 13th episode of Tale of the Unexpected. So this is actually means the history of the story, and some of its collections, okay, in the story are like James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, The Witches, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and the VFG. All these the work of Roald Dahl, and he was born in 1916 and died 1990. Roald Dahl was a poet, screenwriter, and a fighter pilot who has been referred to as one of the greatest storytellers of children of 20th century. His awards for contributions to literature include the 1983 World Fantasy Award for Lifetime Achievement and the British Books Award, Children's Author of the Year in 1990. In 2008, the Times placed Dahl's 16th on its list of the 50th greatest British writers since 1945. Dahl's short stories are known for their unexpected endings, and a children's book for their unsentimental, macabre, often darkly comic mood, featuring villainous adult enemies of the child characters. His books champion the kind-hearted and feature an underlying warm sentiment. Now, before I narrate the story, I want to discuss something here. Different people have different kinds of skills, okay, like everybody has their own skill. Like I have a skill of teaching, some people have a skill of doing something else, dancing, singing. All these are skills. So do you think all skills are equally respectable? What are the skills that are most desirable in people? So that a question should arise in the mind before the story begins. Now here in the story also you come to introduce with a hitchhiker who also has some kind of skill that you will come to know further in the story. What does he do? What kind of skills he presents here? Alright, so let me begin. The narrator was driving to London when he picks up a hitchhiker. The man mentions that he is going to the horse races, but not to bet. So he here tells no, he is actually going for the horse races, but he will not bet there. People goes to horse races to bet, but he is telling that he is not going to bet there. Okay. So here in this story, the narrator was driving to London when he picks up a hitchhiker. The man mentions that he is going to the horse races, but not to bet. So people goes to horse races to bet, but he is telling that he is not going to bet here. Okay. The narrator is intrigued and says that he is a writer. So the narrator who was driving a car was actually a writer. They get to talking about the car, and the narrator proudly states that it can hit 129 miles per hour. So here he is told that by the hitchhiker that the car can even lead up to 129 miles per hour. The hitchhiker doubts that, so once they hit a straight patch of a road, the narrator speeds up. So while coming to the better road, no, so here the narrator speeds up and try to test it about the 129 miles per hour that has been said earlier. They almost hit 129 when a policeman on a motorcycle jumps past and signals them to stop. So here when the writer and the hitchhiker when they started driving, no, so when it was hit the car 129 miles, okay, per hour, so the policeman signals there, okay, to stop. That means in the foreign countries, no, actually the speed limit should not cross, so that is why they were stopped by the police signal. The cop threats to have the narrator thrown in a prison. Cop is actually a policeman. So policeman tells the narrator that they can be put to the prison also for going out of the limit of driving in the road. He takes down his address and also the address of the hitchhiker also. So the policeman notes down the address of hitchhiker as well as the writer also. Then he gives them the ticket and leaves, and they continue on their way. So they were given one receipt, okay, of the fine, and they started to continue their journey again. The narrator is worried about the ticket, but the hitchhiker says it will be fine. So hitchhiker has a skill, so he says it will be fine. They begin talking about their careers again, and eventually the hitchhiker announces that he is a fingersmith. Fingersmith means who is good with the fingers, with the hands, so they are known as fingersmith. He is so skilled with his hands that he even manages to remove the narrator's belt without him noticing. Okay, so he is very quick with the hands, okay, very light with the hands. So it means he will be able to take out the belt of the narrator also, that the narrator would be able to understand. Okay, that much light and quick with the hands, with the fingers. He attends the races and steals money from the winners. So actually what it means, his skill here, stealing money, okay, like we say, no, pickpocketing. So he has a skill of pickpocketing. The narrator asks him whether he is not worried about the policeman checking up on him. So here narrator goes on asking, means he is already worried, okay, they may be put to the prison. So that is why the narrator is asking to the hitchhiker, means are you not worried about this? But hitchhiker responds that no one will be checking up on him, as policemen have notoriously bad memories. So he knows that means policemen cannot remember all those, okay, whatever the slips has been given, where they have been caught, that he goes on to say to the narrator. Then the narrator tells him that he doesn't need money and that he has the details in his notebook. The hitchhiker proudly announces that he has stolen both books from the policeman. So here means he goes on to say that means he has already taken those tickets, no, where they have written their complaints, okay, about their fines, about the putting to prisons and all. So the hitchhiker very quickly has taken all the things here, okay, from the policeman without being noticing by the policeman. So here the narrator feels relief about knowing that means the whatever means the ticket, the fine was charged, was all collected by the hitchhiker. So here you come to know the skills of the hitchhiker, that he is very good with the finger, with the hands. That means he is actually pickpocketing. All right, he pickpocketing means he takes the money of the he goes to the horse races, he says earlier, no, so he means takes out the money of the people without being noticed. So that is his skills, he goes on to say. All right, so that is the story lining in this chapter.